all the problems and issues going on in the hood. Big A. The real.
Welcome everybody back to the podcast, Tales in the Hood. I am yours truly, The Real Deal.
And I am Big A.
Hey, what's going on?
Well, I don't know. We're going to tell them right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a cold week in Indy. Hope everybody's doing all right out there, not slipping and sliding.
Ooh, yeah, it has been cold. It's been 0 temperatures.
Negative degrees.
And we're just coming back with you because we want to set you off with this question and answer episode. Let you guys get your feedback answered or make your statements made or known.
Yeah. We're glad that everyone who has chimed in That's a beginning. That's a start. People have questions and they have concerns. I appreciate everybody's input, everybody's questions. It's a sad topic that we have to touch once again, but yes, crime. Even in the beginning of this year, we are still setting ourselves for a record-paced homicide year.
Yeah, it's not good. Any death is not good, but we were hoping that we could break that trend.
Yeah. The more we get involved, the more you get involved, whether it be comment, question, like, share, subscribe. Hey, please do, because this is a serious situation here in Indianapolis, in the hood, in your hood, in my hood.
And that's how movements are started.
Yeah.
We have to say something to get something started, get something moving. So we will appreciate anything that you do, anything that you say, any criticism that you may have either.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everything and anything is welcome. You know what I'm saying? We will not, shun anybody away. It's just one of those things. We want to hear your voice. We want to make sure that at least somebody, can listen to you. You know what I'm saying? If you got something you need to get off your chest, something that's on your mind, something you don't like, you didn't see, let us know. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. And also, we wanted to make known, this isn't the last time we will touch on this subject. If you guys make a comment, we can always bring it back at a later date and readdress it.
Yeah, it always can be done like that. If you like, right about now, we can go into our first question. And our first question comes from hashtag.
We're going to go with hashtag 52 pickup.
Let's go.
Yes, I would like to know, why are all black boys being sentenced to way more time for the same crime as young white men?
Yeah, that is our first question. It's a tough question to legitimately answer, but we all have our opinions, and I guess we're going to give you ours.
Yeah, I believe that, I look at it like this. It's a systematic thing. It starts way back, in our ancestors. They just basically modern day slavery. You know what I'm saying? They want to find any kind of way that they can put a young man, black man, behind bars. It's a system of money. The more that goes in, the more they get paid.
Yeah. A lot of people don't really understand, but they really are. Yeah, they're targeting us as African or black men a little bit more than other races, but they're targeting a lot of people in general. If you are upset because of it being the race, that's one thing, yeah. But you have to understand they shouldn't be doing it at all because, a lot of times they enact these rules just so they can get money for taxes or money for roads. A lot of us would be willing to give that money if they wouldn't harass us so much.
I agree with that. Also, I want to say this too. It probably wouldn't be as bad, but these young black men out here, period, doesn't matter really about the race. But if you just use common sense, you know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody wants that quick dollar. Everybody wants to, see if they can get away with something, more or less.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
And I can understand how a lot of people are getting fed up with, us being thrown in jail because, it's race. It's kind of a catch-22.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, a lot of us don't do that much to get in trouble. Yes, I agree this much. The sentences that we get are harsher than the whites. That much, yes. I will put 100% on, yes. But the fact that they are sending us at all, that's kind of one way that they control crime. I'm not saying that that's legitimate. I'm just saying let's try to get these young men before they get to that point, before they get in trouble.
Let's see if we can reach them, get them into some type of program. Sit down, coming up when I was younger, in my younger days, we had grandmothers and aunties that sat us down and talked to us and told us, along with our mothers, and told us what was right, what was wrong. Our fathers, they were workers and they came home, mom said, hey, your son been acting up or your daughter been acting up, and, you kind of felt fear because, hey, that's dad, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to step to dad too much, but nowadays, I think it's one of those things now. I feel like this. They put the drugs and stuff out here on the street because they know it's a quick, easy way that any man is going to make money, whether he black, white, Latino.
Yeah.
But they put it more so in the neighborhoods that are black impoverished. So then they turn around and get these drugs. The young men get these drugs, and then they get caught with them, and then they're in the system. They're taken away from the family. They've been taken away from the family. So now the mother is basically a single mom. Dad's gone away. If he's getting caught with, 40 grams, he's getting put away for 5-10 years. That's 5-10 years out of this child's life. You're not putting them in a rehabilitation. You just put them in an institution.
Yeah, a lot of times when they get in there, they realize they did wrong, but by that time, their kids, they feel like, oh, that's what dad did. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, and, sometimes these generational children will not break the cycle or do not know how to break the cycle.
Yeah, I feel that's part of it. I feel the other half of it is easy money.
Yeah.
These kids, I don't want to generalize, but a lot of these kids, they just feel like they don't want to do the work.
No, because a lot of these parents out here is giving.
Oh yeah, that's another thing.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm going to continue to give you something, why would you want to work for it?
Yeah, there's a lot of parents out here that are
enabling
their
enabling their children.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. I mean, you got, and I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm the real deal. So here's an example. There was a family that went on a vacation for Christmas. Family, mom and dad took their kids on a vacation, and in the middle of this vacation, one child gets mad at the other child and says, oh, we ain't gonna tell mom and dad about your D's and F's, and the other child says, well, I ain't gonna tell mom about your D's and F's. Well, you're sitting up here with True Religion and Nike and all this kind of thing, and your kids is bringing home D's and F. I feel like there's no boundaries, there's no structure, there's no, wait a minute. You did this wrong. You shouldn't get this.
Yeah. And sometimes you gotta put your foot down.
We're handing our kids the best of everything because we didn't have, and that's enabling our children.
Yeah. Sometimes the best lesson is to let them get out there and earn it themselves. I'm with you on that. just another topic or another situation. It's a little bit more dramatic. Past Christmas, I was looking in the news. There's a story of a family where there was two brothers, and they opened their gifts, and one said, "Wait a minute, you got more than me."
That was sad.
Yeah, and they were fighting over it, and eventually, one of the brothers was like, he got upset, and he pulled out a gun, and the mother stepped in between them.
The sister. It was the sister.
Was it the sister?
Yes, it was the sister that stepped in between them, and literally, she was holding her child. She was holding her child when the younger brother decided he wanted to open fire and kill her, and then the other brother opened fire on him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's sad.
And then once he got into jail, the younger brother got into jail, he decided then he wanted to commit suicide. That's kind of, yeah.
Wow.
I thought it was the mother, but still, sister is not even better.
Yeah. And
especially when she had a life in her hands.
Yeah, when she had life in her hands, that was just a tragic situation.
That in itself should have been good enough to even say, I don't need my presence. We're blessed. I got a niece. Come on now, people.
Yeah. All right. Can we go on to our next caller? Our next
let's try to hopefully lighten it up.
Our next question comes from the hashtag.
We're going to go with hashtag butter.
Hashtag butter.
All right.
Here we go.
No, you can blame it on the government, you can blame it on the mayor, the police, whatever, but it starts at home. Where's the village at? Babies are bringing up babies. If you discipline a child, then they gonna come and want to fight you, cuss you out, whatever. When you're only trying to make the kid do better when he's not inside the home. So it starts at home. Police, teachers, nothing. They are not the parent. It's all on the parent. Babies bringing up babies.
All right.
All right. That was a good question. Hashtag butter. Let me say this, and I want to start off by saying this. She's right. It starts at home, because you send your children off to school. But if that child or your children do not know how to respect you at home, what makes you think they're going to respect somebody outside their home that's not even related to them? It's just not going to happen. Yeah. We have to put our foots down. We have to, moms, we know you love your children. We know you love the life that you have put out here on this earth. We know that. But when they're wrong, you're going to have to toughen up. You're going to have to let dad toughen up. You're going to have to let him just do the due diligence and punish that child by any means necessary. How that, that punishment should be for that child at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I understand.
You can't sit here and tell me that, you're gonna, your child's gonna talk to you any kind of way and go to school and act any different. No, that child is gonna feel like, well, I can do it at home. I've done it at home, and I do it at home. These people ain't nothing to me. I'm gonna go on. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this teacher.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second.
Okay.
Me and you used to do that in school.
Of course.
Now here's the thing. I would say this. Yeah, we used to do bad things in school. We used to do bad things when we were away from home. But here's the thing. When we walked in that door, we put all that to the side, and when my mother asked us something, we say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am.
It was respect.
Yes, and
yes, we mouthed off to the teachers.
If we want to.
I will say,
if we want to incur the wrath of what's coming later,
at times, I'm here to tell you, at times I mouthed off at the teacher, but I did not mouth off to my mom because my mom is the one who fed me. My mom is the one who took care of me. You know, there was times that me and my mom, you know, I was right. But how could I prove myself? So my mom had to chastise me the way fit.
Yeah.
And she did. And I'm still alive. Ladies and gentlemen out here in the podcast land, let me say this. Don't be afraid to knock your kid upside the head. It really doesn't matter. That as long as you do not physically put a bruise on that child, you are more than welcome to bop that child upside the head.
I mean, let's say it like this: we're both products of
man,
an interesting generation. I remember the race car tracks,
extension cords, you know,
tree limbs. Yeah,
go grab a switch. You know,
yeah. We survived.
Yes.
So to say that they won't, and my mother's generation survived. To say that next one won't, they will.
They will survive. You know what I'm saying? It's just. We're soft. We gotten soft in a sense. You know what I'm saying? The parents nowadays have gotten soft in a sense.
Now, I understand if you want to be better than your parents were, you don't want to result to physical altercations, but that also means telling them you can't do that. Even if a verbal no is the same as a physical no, telling them no. They can't do that. They can't go to school and talk to the teachers that way. They can't go to stores and treat people the way they do waitresses or whatever.
Right.
Whatever the case may be. A lot of TikToks, they go around doing silly stuff, with strangers. You can't do, those crazy things with strangers all the time because not everybody's going to have that sense of humor that you're looking for.
Yeah. So with Miss Hashtag Butter, let me say this. I believe in this. You sit down and you talk to that person in that community. You say, "Hey, I seen something inside your child, and it's somewhat disturbing." You know what I'm saying? Whether he be, cussing or whatever the case may be. I just want to let you know that this is what's going on.
Or you could just come to him in a different way and just be like, "Hey, I seen that you've been working a lot, and I want to let you know I'm here to offer my services. If you want help, keep an eye on your son, or let you know what's going on at your home. I can do it from afar, or I can come to your home, whatever you would like.
Yeah.
However, I can help you. You let them know.
Set things for your children to do. When I was coming up, there was a list of things that my mother, when I got in from school, that I had to complete, and it wasn't no small list. It was a list of things that I had to complete in that house before my mother got home or before I went to bed. Was I a latchkey kid? Yes, I was. Yeah. So, she wanted me to make sure that my clothes were folded after she washed them. She wanted to make sure that I knew how to cook hamburger helper. She wanted to make sure that my chores were done. She wanted to make sure my homework got completed. You know what I'm saying? And those things had to be done before she got home. Nothing was supposed to be unleft when she got home. If you wasn't in bed, then you was on your way to bed when she got there. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't no sneaking out. Parents kept in touch with their kids. Hey, what you doing? My mom called me like, I want to say probably every hour, if not every half an hour. Hey, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? It's not that she didn't care or anything like that, or what I want to say, it's not that she didn't trust me. It's just the fact that knowing where I was at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I tell you to be someplace, this is where you need to be. Here the thing is, if you leave that place, call me and let me know. Hey, I've just left here and I'm on my way over here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That way she knows where you're at. She knows, okay, is he ripping and running the streets or is he actually over somebody's house? Miss Mary knew my mama's number. My mama knew Miss Mary's number. My mama knew Miss Louise. My mama knew my babysitter. So the community back then, it was a village.
Yeah. And that's the way I would like it to be. But like Butter said, it starts at home. A lot of times, a lot of people would come at you the wrong way if you talk to their kids the wrong way, but they're only trying to help.
Okay, but here the thing is, I feel like this. Some people may want to say something to a child, but don't say nothing to the child. Say something to the parent. Because a child can take it completely out of content and go back and run to mom, dad. Hey, Mikey, mama said this. Or,
that much is true. Yeah.
So I'm like this. If I see your son out here doing something, if I see the next neighbors out here doing something, I'm going to the parent because I'm telling you what I seen as a caring parent.
Yeah.
And I would hope that parent would do the same.
Yeah. If they take it the wrong way, if the parent takes it the wrong way, then there was really no trust between
and basically that in my eyesight, that's more or less saying, oh, my kid is not doing anything wrong, more so.
Yeah. At least you tried to squash the issue before it got to the point where they're taking that kid away.
Yes, I do not believe in addressing the child. I believe in addressing the parent. You know what I'm saying? Coming in. So, Miss Butter, I will say this. Yes, you're right. It starts at the home. Talk to your neighbors. Talk to these young ladies who got these children, who's raising these boys. Young fathers out here, they need guidance as well. So us older generational fathers who's been in the game for some time, let's grab them. If they need help, let's grab them. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to be your dad. We're just trying to make sure that you taking care of your seed better.
And that's another thing. Yeah. All these fathers that, they were in jail or you were in jail and you just got out and your baby mama just tripping and she always tripping. Yeah. Okay. I understand that. Sometimes some women get a bitter life from things, but just, go past that point and talk to your child and try to raise them up from afar and give them the advice that they're going to need so they don't end up in situations, that you don't want them in.
Right. You don't want to mirror any situations.
Yeah. Even if you're not in that household, call them and say, hey, are you doing okay? Is there a problem that happened? Well, this is the way this is the way I would handle that problem.
Right.
Don't let it just go.
Yeah. That's it. And
we got one more caller. It's not necessarily in the hood, but we'll go ahead and throw it out there. It's a question nonetheless. We might as well answer it.
Let's go.
This is from hashtag O.
Good. Okay, I want to ask a question. What do you think about all the crime that's going on in the White House since Trump been out?
All the crime in the White House. Now, I'm trying to understand what he's trying to say. Is that after he's been out of the White House, are we talking about Trump? Or are we talking about after the White House, Biden, what Biden is doing? Because after Trump left, Biden took over. So
I tell you what, we'll do this. Why don't you start on the before and maybe I can start on the after.
So I'll take the Trump, you take the Biden. Well, okay, my opinion on the Trump. I feel like this. The man can run again if he wants to. If people are committed to wanting him in office, that's their opinion. Because that's what America is about. I would not stop nobody from voicing their opinion by voting and electing him for another term. I personally do not like him. But if he's elected into office, I would hope that people would give him the same courtesy that they gave Obama. Because Obama won fair and square and they let him run. Mm-hmm. If Trump gets elected with the votes and is verified, let him have it.
Let him have it.
Now, with all the crime that he has done, that's a different story. If he is committing crimes and we are verifying that he's committing crimes, him or his children, yes, they should be prosecuted. Now, should he be prosecuted as even when he was a U.S. president or when he will become a U.S. president? It should not matter. No one has immunity, not even the president.
That's right.
So let's go ahead and find the crimes, people. Let's go ahead and bring the crimes to light. If him or his family members daughters, sons, anyone, wife. If anybody is committed of a crime or found they've been committed of a crime, they should be brought up on charges. I think that's the thing that we need to understand. We need to let our public officials do what we elected them to do. That's how I feel about that. You go ahead and do the other side.
I agree with you. No public official, president, vice president, congressman, no one is above the law. You break a rule, you do crime, whether it's money racketeering, whether it's sex scandal, I don't care what it is. Yeah, you need to be impeached. With this Hunter Biden thing going on, I will have to admit I have not kept up on it. I normally do, but I normally would be able to, give you a little bit more insight. I would just say this. Nobody's perfect, and everybody gets out here and does what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. If you don't want to get caught, do it by yourself.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to tell on you. Okay.
Yeah.
So, come on now. You're not supposed to be a felon and try to register your gun or have a gun. Are they trying to find reasons to get old Sleepy Joe out of the office? Probably so. Hey, your family did this, your money's going here, and this, that, and the other. If it's true, show it. Yeah. Show it.
And that goes for either one.
Show me evidence, because I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat. I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care what your beliefs are, what your voting belief is. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. And quite honestly, you've been put in that office by the people who elected you. You should just be doing what they elected you to do.
That's right.
I understand that when you're president, you got a lot more things to worry about. Would it be in, global or domestic? But still, you shouldn't have any, extracurricular activities when you're trying to run the free country.
There you go. Most agreeable. So, hey, just look at it like this. If you're going around here doing something you're not supposed to do outside of your job description, do it alone.
Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest you do it at all, because somebody's watching somebody.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't suggest you do it at all. But if you're gonna do it alone.
Yeah, like my mother said, what's done in the dark will come to the light.
Yes, it will. But I guarantee you're gonna have to really, really dig for that light. Because I'm not telling on me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not gonna really do nothing, especially if I'm trying to do something as far as running for public office. People are gonna dig up your past. That's what everybody gonna do.
Yeah, and if you get in the office, there are gonna be people who are gonna try to get favors from you or put you in a position where you have to do favors.
Oh yeah.
In my opinion on something like that, because you never know when you're in that position. You never know what you'll do when you're in that position. But myself, I would just quit. I would just tell them, look, I've been compromised. I'm gonna renounce my office. Somebody else needs to take over. They got to me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to,
I don't want this exposed no further. You know what I'm saying? We'll handle it as is.
But that's what they should have done. But who knows if that's true or not. But
yeah. So I just look at it like this. Whether, I don't care if it's Trump, or I wouldn't care if it was the next president. You did wrong. And you got proof. People got proof that you did wrong. You have to man up.
Yeah, I think.
Woman up.
Yeah, I think I myself, I'm looking forward to, like, if myself, I would like Kamala to run myself.
I need to hear more about her. She's been kind of quiet.
She's been in the background, but in the end, she hasn't ruffled a lot of feathers. No one's really.
Yeah,
Now that other female on the Republican side that is running for president,
Nikki.
yeah, she's been putting her.
Yeah,
she's been letting people know where she's from.
yeah.
But.
And with this said, also, I believe if Joe Biden is running again, that Kamala Harris will too be on that ticket.
But I think it should be reversed. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, you're saying that she should run and put him as vice president.
I mean, he may not like to be vice president, but as with his age and everything that's going on, you did a good job.
We don't want him to forget, Yeah,
he's done a good enough job as president. We know you took it, you ran with it.
Yeah.
At this point, let's go ahead and put some people in the history books and get some things done.
And I want to say this also: get some fresh thought in office.
Young thought.
Thought in office. You know what I'm saying?
And we don't mean that kind of thought.
Right. Right. I don't want to make you no ideas. But yeah, the crime in the White House is going to be crime. It's a big scandal. I just want to say to the elected officials out there, if you ever get a chance to hear this, stop doing dumb shit.
And those that respect us enough, we would love to have you on the show. It doesn't matter. And with that being said, that's what we feel about that. #O. That brings it to a close for our question and answer series for this month, or this topic, I should say.
Yeah, this is season 1, episode 1, ladies and gentlemen out there in the podcast land. This is your boy, The Real Deal.
And this is Big A.
And I just want to let you know, it's not about, we out here trying to, it's more than about us putting our name out here. It's really about the community.
Yeah, we're trying to make something. We're trying to make something for you guys. We know a lot of you, talk to one another, and y'all have y'all's opinion. We want to make it more centralized. There you go. Yeah. So you have some place to go to, and you hear like-minded people or people who do not agree with you. But bottom line, you have a place to talk to.
Yeah.
A lot of times you be like, man, I just saw this on the news and I want to tell somebody. We're listening.
We're listening. Yes, we're here. We're here. So we want to thank you once again for chiming in. Just to let you know, it's about your community. It's about my community. And it's about the community.
That'll work. One last thing before we go. Just remember, we are in the process of doing a giveaway. If you know nothing, you know nothing about that, stay tuned and keep your notifications turned on. You will get the information.
So make sure you hit like, share, subscribe, and comment.
Goodbye, everyone.